All right, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to take a look at IBM and we're going to check out this stock and see how well it's doing here after earnings and whether you want to buy it or sell it at this price point. So let's check it out. IBM did recently release earnings and sales seem to be taking hold. So as we check this out, you can see the sales surge that says that could be good for the stock and overall the market. After company reports 6% revenue growth fourth quarter. So, okay, great. But let's go ahead and just check out what's going on. So today this stock is moving actually about 2.8% up higher. This stock already has been continuing to move to the upside. Back when it was down to about 115, it's moved quite a lot. Now we're just actually pulling back. So here's a little tidbit and insight for you. If you look at an A, B, C, possible D pattern, this stock does have some potential for a further upside move on the shorter term, right? So as we look at kind of the shorter term here, it does look fairly good. And this is one thing that could lead to further higher prices. It's just basically human behavior when you're looking at technical analysis, because people are buying in, taking profits, the psychology, the way that it works. People positioning at different price points. So as we look at that, that could be an ABCD pattern, but watch out for the price level right here at the top. That could be your resistance level, and that's going to be right around 145, and the current stock price is around 132. So you do have some range there for a move to the upper end, but you could get into some trouble right around that 145 price level as we power kind of higher right there. Now, here's one thing you want to check out is as you go into a little bit more of the longer term, you want to be a little more careful, because in the longer term, what's going to happen here is, take a look at this. This is the monthly chart. And as we look at the monthly chart, this trend is actually still down, right? So when we look at kind of this trend, like, hey, this stock shot up in 2009, did fine, but look, the trend is still kind of to this downward flow. And if we've got this downward pattern here, it means that, yeah, on the short term, it may look like over the next month or two, a couple months, it looks like the price pattern could be bullish or positive. But if we continue kind of in this direction from the longer term perspective, the stock is actually still kind of whittling away or dying out a little bit. So until this starts going more, let's say, let me draw it here in pink for you, starts going more in this path and we start creating some of that, then this stock is still kind of weak. So it's starting kind of that, it could be, but if that other longer downward trend stays intact, then this upward trend may not hold. I mean, it's a big company. It takes a lot to turn it around and make a lot of changes. And obviously they're doing things to make it happen. They got a lot of capital and funding and investors, but it needs to start moving in this way to, you know, have some extra growth. It's not like a hot stock. It's a stable stock, but it's definitely has some potential. But from this current perspective here, longer term, we're still on this downward trend. On the shorter term, you definitely have some positivity going into it. It was just basically oversold at this price point, and you have a lot of buyers that stepped in. This thing started to climb, and now we got a little pullback. And again, after earnings, we got a little pop, but right now we got just a slight downward trend. So if we can get back to this upside, this is our B to C pattern would break, and then we go to C to D. And that trend then can continue pushing things higher. So anyways, that's what you would watch out for. If you're looking to kind of nibble at lower values and buy this stock, you are looking at about 110 as a really good solid value from over the last 7 years or so. Because the stock is kind of basing around 110. You're at 130. So it is creating kind of this rounding bottom. And if you're looking to hold it for the next 10 years, yeah, it's kind of down there near the bottoms. But trend-wise, we're still not super strong, but it doesn't mean it can't turn around slowly over the next 5 or 10 years. So it's just a matter of perspective. Shorter term, ABCD pattern could be intact. Longer term, a little still weak, and that's what I would kind of watch out for. Anyways, if you want to suggest any tickers or stocks for me to review, definitely check out our Discord channel in the link in the description there below. And you can sign up or grab the newsletter on our website as well. And you can check out a one-on-one coaching session with me if you want to work a little bit more on your technical analysis. Thanks for joining me. Enjoy the rest week ahead, and I'll see you in the next video.